What is up, guys? PK here. Now I know what you might be thinking. PK, when did you get such amazing boobies?
Boobs.
But I promise you guys, these are not mine, okay? It's just a t-shirt. I don't know if you noticed, but...
Hey, hold on a second. Boobs! Boobs! Oh my God, boobs! I'm taking them to the bushes. I'm taking them to the bushes first.
Anyways, what is up, guys? PK here, and in today's video we're gonna be talking about the viewer event, which is gonna be in exactly a week on Friday the 13th. Now I know I said it was gonna be today, but a couple of things came up. IRL, some family obligations that meant that literally my whole day yesterday and my whole day tomorrow are fully booked. I'm not even home, which made it kind of stressed out to do today. Also, there were some planning issues which have been resolved now. I've personally made sure of it. So in this video we're going to talk a little bit about what is the viewer event, what are we going to do at the viewer event, what mods do you need for the viewer event, what rewards are there going to be for winning stuff at the viewer event, all these goodies, how do you sign up for the viewer event, etc, etc, etc. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. So essentially this is the viewer event, but in order to avoid confusion, let's take a look on Discord. First thing you have to do is you have to join the Discord server. That is a requirement in order to sign up. Now at the moment this is in the very bottom. After the making of this video I will take that and I will put it all the way up here underneath in between awesome games and Vermintide channels. This is like a temporary category that we use for such events. But let's try to first take a look at what is the whole event. Okay, so on Friday the 13th of August at 6 o'clock we start out. Now someone suggested in a comment that we should do an AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything. So for the first hour between 6 and 7 o'clock, all these times are CET, Central European Time. And maybe I'll add in some NA times as well for you guys, if you'd appreciate that. But it's most likely minus 6 to 8 hours, depending on whether you're East Coast, that should be 6 hours, West Coast should be 8 hours. So that you subtract from these times, right? So this, for example, if you're on the East Coast, this would be from 12 o'clock in the afternoon until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. I'm pretty sure that should be true. So, but regardless, from 6 o'clock until 7 o'clock, we're going to have the 1 hour Ask Me Anything. Then we have a 15-minute Fortunes of War PvP event, where up to 32 people, I don't know how many people are going to sign up, but I assume it's going to be more than last time we did an event, and last time I think we had like 14-ish people per event, something like that. So I assume it's going to be more than that, but only time will tell. Where it's going to be everyone on the engineer. Obviously that requires that you have the engineer unlocked. And we're going to have a free-for-all PvP event. Then we're going to do a one where everyone is Carillion, where everyone has to use the javelins. Then we're going to do another one where everyone has to play the bounty hunter, and it's only 15 minutes per event here, and that should be both for the event and sort of the setup, right? So this is both for the setup and for the actual match. Then we have a FOV PvP event free for all, where you can pick whatever you want, and the last person standing in either of these 4 events gets to win a cosmetic hat of their own choosing. What happens if I win? Well, then it's rigged, okay? Now, moving on to event 6 here. Here we start out with the 𝒮𝔴 the Dwarf games. You heard me right, 𝒮𝔴 the Dwarf games. Now we'll get to the mods after this, okay? First we got the Dwarf Delivery, then we got, that's a half an hour, then we got Dwarf Ammunition, Dwarf Wrestling, Dwarf Tag, and Dwarf Dodgeball. Now what the hell is all of this? Well, if you want to see that, down here we have a listing of sort of a more detailed explanation of all of the different events. Now the FOV PvP is pretty self-explanatory. You have everyone on Fortunes of War. I spawn a bunch of items around. Everyone is in a circle and we go 3, 2, 1 and then people kill each other, right? There's only one rule, which is you're not allowed to gang up on me. That's against the rules, okay? Now, 𝒮𝔴 the Dwarf, first event, Dwarf Delivery. Get the package, aka the party knife, to the Bridge of Shadows. So everyone has to have the 𝒮𝔴 the Dwarf mod, and with the 𝒮𝔴 the Dwarf mod, you can click the same button that tags things, that tags enemies, you know, puts an outline on them, and that will toss the dwarf in the direction he is looking. I am not allowed to move. I am allowed to block and attack, but I'm not allowed to move at any point, right? So the viewers, aka you guys, have to get me to the Bridge of Shadows. If I die, you lose. If you get me to the Bridge of Shadows, you win. And then we do a giveaway roll in chat. Viewer event number 7. Now the tables are sort of turned. Now I'm playing the Grail Knight. Everyone else is playing the Slayer. You can move, though, I should add. You can move and play. But essentially, you're my ammunition. Okay? So, like, I'm running around with the Grail Knight, and I have to toss you with stuff, right? And then you kill the stuff. How long is it for that? I think it's half an hour each. Yeah, we set out half an hour each for those 2 games. But now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? I think this is probably my favorite. It's one of my favorites, at least. Now we have WWD, the World Wrestling Dwarf, okay? 2v2, best of 3s, okay? This is one of the reasons you need the flight mod. Which we'll get to after, right? But everyone flies to the end of Convocation of the K, right? And we have 1 match at a time. If I'm not in the match, I'll be commenting on the match, right? 2v2, best of 3s. So imagine you're at the end event of Convocation of the K. You have 2 players each side up on the circle, right? And you all have tossed the dwarf, right? And the only thing you're allowed to do is touch each other, right? And you have to toss the opposite team down, okay? Down and from the circle. And last team with a person standing wins the round, right? That's a best of 3. You then progress to the next area of the tournament, right? So we're gonna have brackets, and you'll then proceed from the bracket in a 2v2 tournament, and the 2 players whom win the tournament also gets a cosmetic hat of their choosing each. Then we have Dwarf Tag. So Dwarf Tag is a free-for-all event on Righteous Stand in the initial sort of circular event part, right? And so you have everyone there, everyone's on the Dwarf, everyone's on the Slayer, everyone has throwing axes, okay? One person is unlucky, draws the shortest straw. We're gonna do a random roll based on the numbers they sign up in. So we're gonna roll a random number on random.org. He's it, so he's already lost, just by pure chance, right? But he's it. He takes out his throwing axe. Everyone else has their melee weapon equipped. He just have to hit someone once, right? So if you get hit by the throwing axe, that's the only damage available. If he hits anyone for any reason, right? You take damage, boom, instantly you're on his team. Now you take out your throwing axe, right? And you start throwing it at other dwarves, right? And so we're gonna have a cascade effect where in the beginning there's only one person trying to hit people, right? But at the end there's gonna be more and more people with throwing axes throwing it at, you know, the few people that are left alive, and the last person standing who still isn't on the throwing axe team wins another hat. So it's kind of like Dwarf Tag, right? Then we got Dwarf Dodgeball. Toss the Dwarf game number 5. And that's a 4v4 Dwarf Dodgeball tournament with throwing axes. So this is similar to the 2v2, except it's like a mixture of the Dwarf Tag and the Dwarf 2v2, right? So here, you don't toss the Dwarf. Here it's just the 4 dwarfs versus another 4 dwarfs, all with throwing axes. And if you hit someone, he's out, right? Last team standing wins the match, right? Makes sense? 4v4. And that's a best of 1 to progress in each. Maybe we'll do a best of 3 for the last match, depending on the time constraints. Not entirely sure about that. I'm sure this is gonna go off time. We honestly have no idea how long this is gonna take. I've tried to like line it out so that it's roughly, you know, but we'll see. And that's the last dwarf event. Then we got the Roto Race, named after a viewer called Roto, who suggested that we did a race. We might switch up the maps. We're definitely gonna do Dark Omens, because I think Dark Omens is gonna be one of the funniest maps. I will make sure as the host that there are no walls, right? No boss spawn walls or anything. And it's just a free-for-all race, no battle wizards allowed. I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna allow handmaidens yet. That's still to be decided, but we'll let you all know when the event is up, right? So we're pretty much done with the planning here, but we might still make a few changes to the rules after having done a little bit more testing of the events ourselves, which is what we're going to do later today. So just so you know that there might be a tweak or 2 here, but everything else is set, right? So we're essentially going to do 2 races, the winner of which will also be allowed to pick their own hat. And I think against the grain, first I thought that was going to be a great map, and then I realized the whole area with the boss, and then have to open all of the cages at the end, and I'm not sure if that makes it, like, if that's just like an interesting get everyone to the same spot for the end speed run thing, right? That's going to make it more interesting, but I think it's actually going to maybe ruin it. So I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be against the grain yet, but it's definitely going to be Dark Omens, because that only has a buffer in the beginning, and then the rest of the map is a free fall, and first person to touch the stone at the end will then be declared the winner. And then at the end we have an event viewer's favorite selection, so whatever the chat feels like we should do in the moment. It could be one of the previous events that you want to see more of, or maybe there's a great suggestion in chat of how we could do something hilarious with the Dwarf Trust mod. Who knows? It's whatever you guys want to do, and maybe we'll also go like overtime here, but I'm a minimum committed for these 6 hours, and possibly we'll keep, again, assuming everything goes accordingly, then we might keep the stream up, because again, I have no idea if we're actually gonna be finished at this time, right? Like, I'm not sure how long some of these games might take. Maybe I'm vastly underestimating half an hour for a whole tournament. I mean, the games should be fairly quick, right? But we'll see. So if you want to sign up, I should add, you go into this chat here, signups, and as I said, I'm going to move the whole category all the way up here, right? And so in the signups chat, you can sign up. Just make sure to let us know, are you signing up for everything? Or are you signing up for a specific event? Are you signing up as a team for a specific event, right? So you need to let us know exactly what it is you wanna do, because you don't have to be there for everything. If you only want to play the PvP events, sign up for the PvP events. If you only want to be there for the Trusted Dwarf games, then sign up for those. Just use the event numbers to sign up, to make it simpler, right? So just be like, hey, I want to sign up for 1, 2, 8, 9, 11, whatever, right? Or you could just write, I want to sign up for all of them, and I'll sign you up for all of them, right? So event 13 doesn't really have a sign-ups, because that's just, we don't really know what we're going to do there yet. But other than that, there are 12 events that you no, there are 11 events, sorry, that you can sign up for. Ask Me Anything is not really something you can sign up for. Either you're there or you're not. And in terms of the mods you need, it's actually not that bad. Vermintide mod framework, obviously, which I would think most of you guys probably already have, simply from watching my videos. But if you don't, definitely go get that. Then there's the BTMP, bless this many players. That's the mod that's going to allow us to have up to 32 people in the same match. Then there's the Toss Me, which is the mod that's going to allow us to toss the dwarves. And then there's the Flight mod, which you will be reminded to disable that during the events. It's essentially just a tool so that we can get to the end of Convocation of Decay without having to go through the whole map, right? I mean, I guess we could do a mini race there. No, let's not do that. All the way to the event, and of course the event is not going to be in play. For those of you that aren't familiar with the modded realm, the event itself is going to be disabled, right? So I think. No, I'm kidding. It is. So yeah, that's what we have planned so far. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And again, if you want to sign up, you do that here in the signups chat. And once you have signed up in here, once one of us has seen it, they will notify me. And then in here, in the playtime, I will start adding names. As soon as they, people sign up, I will start just listing names, right? So here you can see all of the different events and the estimated times. If you sign up and you then can't make it, just let us know. Hey, I signed up for this and that event. I'm sorry I can't make it anyways. That's no problem. But we would appreciate it that if you sign up, that you at least try to be there. Again, it's no hard feelings, right? It's not that it's that important, but it's nice to know, roughly speaking, how many we're actually going to be for the events, right? So do try to make it if you do sign up. And yeah. Other than that, I'm just excited to get to play with you guys again. It's going to be, I hope it's going to be as successful as our previous viewer event, which was absolutely hilarious. That's one of the best times I've had in Vermintide in a very long time. And that's quite a while ago, right? So hopefully this is going to be equally much of a success. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down in the comments or ask one of our moderators in on the server. These signups are live from the moment you see this video. And yeah, hope to see you guys on Friday the 13th. Hope to see you guys on Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong on that day? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys this Friday. And as always, I love you guys. Stay awesome. Pizza!